I heard we have a substitute teacher all the way from Norwood. His name is Butch Olson. And I heard he doesn't like talking very much. You hear that, Susie? You better watch out. I think I hear him coming right now. Oh no! Oh no!
Howdy, everybody. My name is Butch Olson, and I'm here to teach you all some math today. Are you ready, class? Well, away we go. First, we got us a test coming up next week, everybody. Don't you worry. Everything's going to be just fine. We're going to talk about that some more next week, okay, everybody? First of all, let's get through this here review. Practice test number 9 from page 420. Here we go, everybody. Let's review these answers. I will demonstrate some of them on the board for y'all. Here we go. Number 1, find negative square root of 1600. Well, the square root of 1600 is 40. 40 times 40 is 1600. So the correct answer for number 1 is negative 40. Number 2, we got to find the cube root of negative 729 over 64. Well, the cube root of 729 happens to be 9. And the cube root of 64 happens to be 4. So we should get a negative 9/4, which is the same as negative 2 1/4, everybody. Negative 2 1/4. Number 3, a little order of operation. The square root of 16 is 4. 4 times 8 is 32. 32 plus 12 is 44. Number 4, you got a cube. The cube root of something, well, they cancel each other out. So you got negative 125 plus 75, which is equal to negative 50. Number 5, Pythagorean's theorem. 24 squared plus a squared equals 26 squared. Grab your calculator, everybody. You should prove that that missing dimension for a was 10 inches. 10 inches. Number 6, classify that real number. 16 times pi, well, it's got a pi in it. That's irrational. Anything times an irrational number is going to stay irrational. So 6 is irrational. Number 7, the negative square root of 49. Square root of 49 is 7. Make it negative, negative 7. That's an integer. I can write that as a ratio, so that's a rational number. Number 8, the square root of 83. Well, I know 9 squared is an 81. I know 10 squared is 100. And 83 is going to fall in really close to that 9, isn't it, everybody? So, I would say for part A, your answer should be 9. Your answer for part B, going to the closest tenths place, I think it said. Then, man, that 83 is so close to 81, we got to call it 9.1. Don't believe me? Grab a calculator, check it out. Next up, everybody, is number 9. One of those tricky ones. Can we write the number 1.24 as a mixed number? 1.24 repeating, can we write that as a mixed number? Sure we can. This is how you do it. Let's make x equal to 1.24 with the 24 repeating. I've got to move that decimal point to just beyond where this repeating thing is. We got to get rid of that repeating bar. So I'm going to move it 2 places. I'm going to multiply both sides by 100. When I multiply both sides by 100, that's what I should get. Now, I'm going to go back, take my original value for x, and subtract that from both sides. 100x minus an x gives me a 99x. Now, these guys are going to cancel each other right out. We're going to get rid of that repeating bar. 4 minus 1 is 3. I think we're at 123. Now, to isolate x, we'll divide both sides by 99. X equal to 123 over 99, which I believe goes in once with the remainder of 24 99ths. Ooh, looks like they can both be divided by 3. That would be 1 and 8/11ths? No, 33. Sorry, everybody. Divide them both by 3. And I do believe the correct answer should be 1 and 8/33. Thank goodness the book agrees. Woohoo! All right, moving right along. Next up, number 10. Number 10, everybody. There's Pythagorean's theorem all over again. Is it a right triangle? Well, what's 39 squared plus 80 squared? Does it equal 89 squared? And yeehaw, it does. So yes, that is a right triangle. Next up, number 11. Find the distance between 2 points on the coordinate plane. The answer number 11 was 10 units, partner, 10 units. Let me demonstrate number 12 for you. Number 12 had 2 points. Our points were 0, -5 and 4, 1, I do believe. Check. So, if I'm going to picture that right triangle there, everybody, what's the distance between my x values? Well, that would be 4. What's the distance between my y values? Well, that would be 6. So I'm trying to find this distance here. Let's call it c. I made that right triangle. So a squared plus b squared is going to give me that c squared. 6 squared plus 4 squared equals c squared. 36 plus 16 equals c squared. What's that going to be? A 52 equals c squared? Well, if I take the square root of both sides, I should find my value for c, which should be the square root of 52. Well, 52 square root, everybody, is a 7.211. It just keeps on going. Is that good enough? They said 7.2 units. I'll take it. I'm fine with just 7.2, everybody. Number 13. We got us a big superhero balloon, it looks like. How high is that hand? Off of the ground, above the ground? Looks like we're looking for a leg this time, not the hypotenuse. So your work should look something like x squared plus 11 squared equals 61 squared. Solve for x, and it looks like, oh, you better add that 6 to your final answer, right, everybody? Because he's already 6 feet above the ground because of that human being holding him. Book says correct answer is 66 feet, everybody. 66 feet for number 13. Let's take a look at number 14, everybody. We're starting to get into some of these trickier problems. You gotta love them, right? All right, number 14 should look a little something like this. The area of a circular pool is 314 square feet. Well, to find the area of a circle, it's pi times the radius squared. Don't be afraid to look that one up, everybody. You got a computer. So the area is 314. I know pi is 3.14. I don't know what the radius is. To isolate r, I'm going to divide both sides by a 3.14. These guys cancel, proving r squared has to be equal to, what's that? 100, I do believe. Let's now take the square root of both sides. Those guys will cancel. The square root of 100 is 10. But that's the radius. The radius is 10. Remember, the radius only goes halfway through a circle. The question says, what is the diameter of this here circle? Oh, yes, it does. Well, if the radius is 10, then the diameter, everybody, is 20. Label? Well, we were talking square feet, so the diameter's got to be 20 feet. Book, please agree with me? Yes, it does. 14 says the answer is 20. All right, everybody, one more to go. Number 15. Another tricky one, of course. Here we go. We got 5 roads that form these 2 triangles. They're only giving me... Well, let's take a look at that left-hand side. That left-hand triangle, everybody, looks a little something like this. Is that a right triangle or not? We got to prove it. We got a leg that's 73.2 feet. We have another leg that's 97.6 feet. And this says the hypotenuse is 122 feet. Is that there a right angle or not? Let's find out. 73.2 squared plus 97.6 squared is supposed to equal 122 squared. Here we go, trusty calculator. 73.2 times 73.2 gives me 5,358.24. Open your eyes, cowboy. 97.6 times 97.6 is equal to 9,525.76. When I add these two guys together, I get 14,884. So now the question is, what is 122 squared? 122 times 122 is 14,884. Is 14,884 equal to 14,844? Yahoo! Yes, it is. That means for sure this here is a right triangle. Well, if that's a right triangle, that's got to be 90 degrees. And if that's 90 degrees, They already told me this guy down here is 37 degrees. So what's x got to be? Well, the sum of the interior angles of a triangle always equal? That's right, partner, 180 degrees. So all we got to do now is say, can you see this down here? 90 plus 37 plus x is 180. Well, what's that going to be here? 127 plus x equals 180? Well, let's now subtract 127 from both sides. Little borrowing, never hurt nobody. I say x is equal to 53, everybody. I'm not going to say degrees. Well, actually, we could in this case, couldn't we? Because x is all by itself. Sorry. X is 53 degrees. Let's get that degree sign on there, everybody. 53 degrees, that's number 15. All right, thanks for all your hard work this week, everybody. We just got one more little thing to do to go. Let's just finish off the week with a couple easy problem of the day problems. Ooh, did I say easy? Sorry. All right, take a look at number 1 here with me, everybody. This square is made up of 6 congruent rectangles. Hope you remember what congruent means. That means they're the same. The perimeter of each rectangle is 42 centimeters. So what's the area of this whole square? Well, here's my advice, everybody. Pull one of these rectangles out, guess and check some values, add up those 4 numbers, make sure they add up to 42. Once they do, does the width times 6 equal that length? You got to make sure that's true. Once you make sure that's true, both of these numbers should be the same, because that's what happens when you have a square. Then multiply those 2 numbers, or square that number, because it is a square, and you'll have the answer. Number 2, everybody, looks a little something like this. Let's take a look at this one. Cowboy Olson's got a ranch. It's a 9-acre ranch in the shape of a square. He wants to leave his twin daughters and a nephew some of his ranch. He wants the twins to each get the same size pieces of land. Of course I do, they're my daughters. But I'm going to leave a little something to my nephew. I don't love him quite as much, so he's going to get a smaller piece than my girls do. So how can I divide up this square ranch to accomplish this goal? Well, why don't you draw that square, everybody? Make it into a grid, so you should have 9 little acres in there. How can I give my 2 twin girls the same amount and my nephew something, but it's got to be less than my girls? Give it a try, everybody. And here we go. Let's talk about Olson's beard that's coming off tomorrow. I'm going to take the percentage of students who turn in this problem of the day homework before noon tomorrow. I've ranked these by what I call the level of embarrassment. Number 10, Wesley, not too bad. If I can get 10% of my students to do this by noon tomorrow, I'll shave that into my beard, no big deal. Riley, only a little bit scarier. Skylar looks like he put a big butt on my face, but I will do that if we can get 30% of the students to do their homework by tomorrow. Skylar B, you think I'm a pig? I ain't afraid of that one. 40%, I'll do that one. Ivy wants my upside down devil horns for 50%. Sure thing. Gideon, a little scarier, 60%. I ain't that scared. 70%, we got the Nike swoosh. 80%, Gia's got the half beard, and the other half's a checkerboard. Woohoo! We also got the full-on blotchy beard from Eva. And man, if we can get a lot of people to do their homework, I'll pick either one of those Star Wars or Batman beards. Good luck, everybody. I think Zoom is canceled for tomorrow. We're going to hook up again next week. We'll Zoom before I figure out how we're going to take this test. Bottom line, don't worry. See you soon. Yeehaw!